the NOMOS Tangente 2date. We've got it here, we've got it for review, and I sort of really like it. So let's talk about it. But first, I'm not a watch expert, I'm just a watch nerd, so if you like this watch, or I know some of you don't like it, so pop down into the comments and let us know why. Whilst you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button? Consider becoming a channel member, supporting us directly, would be very much appreciated. So NOMOS, to quite a bit of fanfare, it was even the central premise of their NOMOS conference a few weeks ago in, I believe, Dresden. They released the Tangente 2date. I don't think it was that well received.
It was controversial.
It was quite controversial. It displays the date at both 6 o'clock and also in a cyclical fashion around the dial, all the way around. So it's numbered 1 to 31, and the date is displayed by 2 red markers on the white version, either side of the number, or on the blue version it's displayed by 2 white markers either side of the number. The main criticism around this watch was that movement is useless. Not unfair criticism. The dates aren't independently changeable, so why do you need the date displayed twice? In all honesty, you don't. I'm gonna get that out of the way right at the start. But one, I think it's actually quite a cool complication that makes the date even more evident and obvious to see. Do you need it? No. But also, I just think it's really fun. It's done really simply and elegantly. In all honesty, the date just looks like a slightly more ornate minute track around the outside, and I really, really like it. It's discreet, it's not offensive, so it is a really fun complication, and I think it plays in the execution to NOMOS's DNA really well. They are a fun, very simple, minimalist brand, and this is fun done in a very, very minimalist way. There's only one way to really display why I like this watch so much, and it's when you're changing the date. It's so fun to click it around. Can you hear this, Terry? It's so satisfying to see the date click at the bottom and to watch those red markers click around the outside. It's really satisfying. I love just picking this watch up, clicking out the date and running it round the dial a few times until I get back to today's date. It's really satisfying. You can feel it click around and it's just nice. And yeah, you can do that on a lot of other watches, but there's something about watching the red move around the dial that's lovely. It's one of my favorite things about this watch. Another one of my favorite things about this watch is the movement. We reviewed the Tangente 2date, which was unveiled at Watches and Wonders. We unveiled it in the Schlossgrün colorway, which is blue-green. It was a lovely watch. The case back, absolutely lovely. But they've taken the same case back, but they've opened it up more. So you can see more of that gorgeously finished movement. And honestly, there's not a single thing I can complain about with the finishing of the movement. It's a manual wind. It's got 52-hour power reserve. The movement is only 2.8 millimeters thick, and in all honesty, this watch looks $1 million for, especially when you turn it over. Everyone who I've shown this watch to, they've gone, that's really cool. The movement's cool. And then they've turned it over and they've gone, wow, yeah, because, and then the next question was, what's the price? The price, it's actually not that much more than the Schlossgrün. I think the Schlossgrün Tangente 2date date that we reviewed a few weeks ago was £1,950, I believe. This is £2,580. You get a much prettier movement and an extra little complication for that money. Is that going to be worth it for everyone? No, it's the same case size, so it's 37.5 millimeters. It does have very long lugs though. I'm going to get that out of the way and I will go into that a little bit more. So it's not cheap. It is more than the Tangente 2date date, but you are also getting a really, really nice shell cordobin leather strap for that. And in all honesty, straight out the box, it was so soft. It looks like it would be really hard, but straight out of the box, super soft. Really a fan of this leather strap. Taking it back to the case and the movement for a moment, 50 meters water resistance, but in all honesty, it's on leather. You're not going to be really using it for anything water related. It's nice that it's not 30. It's not a screw down crown either, so you're not going to be using it for swimming or anything. But it's nice that you don't have to worry about it so much as if it were 30. So that's a plus. It's got a little bit more water resistance than it really needs for the type of watch it is, which is never a downside. The lugs, they're very long. They are very, 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 very long. 47.7 millimeters, which for a 37.5 millimeter diameter watch is very long. I've got 6.5 inch wrists, and it does wear, like any NOMOS, it wears much larger. But in all honesty, I don't mind it. But it's very much a personal thing. It's very much a personal thing. My mum's got 6 inch wrists, and it overhangs her wrist. Just very quickly bringing it back round to the dial. I just love the configuration of the dial. The fact that the date is red, a red sort of contrast at the bottom with the red dots, looks lovely. It's just a tiny little lovely splash of colour. And then it's a slightly off-white, silvery, very, very slightly textured dial, which looks gorgeous. Sort of eggshell dial, eggshell finish. Looks really, really cool. With obviously NOMOS's trademark Tangente text, and it's just very, very visible. There's no loom or anything like that. Rhodium finished hands. It just looks premium, finished, Bauhaus. It just looks nice. And then you turn it over and you forget about the look of the dial because it just looks even better from behind. So like with a lot of NOMOS's offerings, insanely stylish. You're getting a beautifully finished in-house movement with a really funky little complication I've not seen before for what one might consider the low price of £2,580. It's going to be very subjective whether you like it or not. You might find the movement useless, as a lot of people do. You might find it really fun and super cool and interesting like I do. But in all honesty, I think it's super unique, super fun, and has followed NOMOS's DNA perfectly. I don't think, for me, there's anything really to complain about here. Not significant, at least. What about you, Terry?
2 things.
Yeah.
The movement is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I like the aesthetic of the red track around the outside against the white. I think a lot of the controversy was people wanted a moon phase or something a little bit different from NOMOS.
It's even got, just take a look at the small seconds. Take it. It's even got a small seconds, guys. It's got small seconds at the bottom, and it's got a slightly different texture in there of tiny little concentric circles in the small seconds. The detail in it is amazing, and I love it. Do you see that?
I do see that.
Oh, it's so nice. So if you had the money, if you were in the market for a nice German dress watch, would you get it?
No.
Would you consider it?
No.
Why not?
Because there's other NOMOSes out there that I like more.
Okay, fair enough. But I still think if you're after a dress watch, looks really nice every day as well, and has a cool, funky complication, it's hard to go wrong. That's just my opinion. But I really want to know what you guys think, so pop down in the comments, let us know what you think. And once you're down there, why not like, subscribe, ding that bell icon so you never miss another video, and why not click that join button? Would be really, really appreciated if you support us directly, just like these people on the screen. They are the best people in the world ever, and the second best people ever are you if you're watching this video. So watch yourselves.